Oh, and welcome to the first Friday Focus of the 2019 season. A triple threat tonight. I'm joined by John McGillivray and Liam Rudden, the new face of the presentation team here at Armady on a Friday night, as we look back over a strange night, a defeat 55-35 to a very strong Wolves team. But John, some encouraging signs.
Oh, definitely. I think Josh Pickering looked brilliant. I think Cameron looked really quick. Luke at reserve, as Liam had mentioned during the meeting, looked good. Ricky looks a bit down in confidence. He'll come good. We know he'll come good. That's not the Justin Sedgman that we know and love. Joel, he'll take time. Willie will take time. But as I said in an interview during the meet there's a good balance to the side once they all get firing, but there's definitely potential in that team.
Well, Liam, John's not really left you any of the Monarchs to talk about, so we'll turn to the Wolves team. And we knew on paper it was a strong team, any team coming with Rory and Sam at the top end, backed up with the likes of Morris and Howarth, so there's no disgrace to that result tonight.
Not at all, and you've got so many ex-Monarchs there and track specialists that, you know, these guys know the way around the track. So I think it was a good one for the team to blow away the cobwebs, and get a bit of track time.
Yep. And obviously John mentioned his positives were probably Cameron and Josh. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but it was good to see that Luke was on the pace as well tonight. You know, he wasn't far behind.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Obviously, Luke, first time stepping into this division, he's not going to come up against a reserve pair in the likes of Nathan Greaves and Ashley Morris any other time this season in the Championship division. So we're out there a wee bit unlucky in Heat 2. I thought he had it in the bag, and then he just came off the line and allowed them through, and then two good solid third places later on. I think, was it paid 5 he got tonight or paid 4? Against that kind of opposition, he can be very pleased with that.
And there's a lot of potential there. You can see it. In fact, there's a lot of potential throughout the team. You know, and as John says, when they all get firing together, they could be quite a formidable outfit.
And obviously we're up here on the new second bend stage that you guys are presenting from. A first time tonight, John. Did you enjoy it? Obviously you'll be used to being in the centre green, so it must have been new for you up here.
It was bizarre. It was weird. I was just saying that to Liam there. It's weird doing a meeting like this and not being in the centre green. But listen, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's the first time Liam and I have had a chance to kind of do it. We haven't done any. This has been our kind of rehearsal, if you like. We haven't had a chance to do anything like that. So I think as the weeks go on, we'll be able to kind of bounce off each other. We'll know when the next person's to kind of do their bit, our bit, stuff like that. There'll be hopefully a bit more of a flow. But I think people hopefully got an idea of what we're trying to achieve tonight. We want to get the guys up here so that we can interview them and the general public can see who we're talking to. I found that sometimes when I came here where you're looking for Scott, and where is he, who's he talking to, where are they, you know, let's get them on the screen, let's get them. I'd like to get more in the pits, you know, guys, the point where Ashley Morris got done under 2 minutes, you know, we want to see him walking back and he looked forlorn, he looked gutted that it happened. Let the general public see that, you know, and give them an insight behind the scenes is what we want to do. But no, listen, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I think it's definitely the way forward, and I'm really looking forward to this season and doing it with Liam. And
Liam, obviously for yourself, you've got a long history in the theatre, both producing and on stage radio shows and stuff. So I guess you said yourself, just put a microphone in my hand and I'll take it from there. So how did you find it tonight?
Fast. Do you know, I think that has to be the fastest speedway match I've ever seen, because you know, there's no time. That's what you don't realise. There is just so little time between races. It's bang, 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 and I think that's the surprise for me. That's the thing I'm going to get my head round. But I think, you know, as John says, once we've worked it a couple of times, this is our first time. You know, and we're finding our way as we go. And I think once we get into the rhythm, once I get this swing, you know, there's certain things have to be done at certain times. I think that'll be sort of like half the battle. It's been great to see the support we've had, though. I think John will agree, from all the fans on social media, Twitter, Facebook and what have you. So we'd like to say a big thank you to them as well for that. For just give us a couple of weeks and we'll be firing on all cylinders, just like the team.
And do we have a nickname for you yet? Or we're
not doing nicknames.
No nicknames. There's no Brangelina or anything like that coming up then.
That's a family show, remember.
So going back to the meeting, with all three of us spoke about Josh Pickering tonight. Obviously Josh had spoke about not being on a bike for a little while. He had a disappointing Aussie season by his own standards, not making the finals, but he was on fire tonight, and we caught up with Josh after the match. So Josh, tough one for the Monarchs tonight. It was always going to be that against the Wolves team, but for yourself, you know, it must be good to see you start of the season. You've started well and up there with guys like Rory and Sam right for the off.
Yeah, it was a good start, I suppose. Shalani done me 3 out of 3, which I'm not too happy about that, but he didn't put a foot wrong to anyone, did he? So, you know, if one of our boys beat him, I'd have thought that, you know, I should beat him too, but he's a great rider around here, and so is Sam, and I think that's the first time, obviously, in a long time I beat Sam around here. It was good.
And I guess, obviously, tonight is a challenge match, so the main thing is 7 fit men and 7 fit bikes before we head to Scunthorpe on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly right. It was good to get out. I haven't raced in 3 months, so I've only had that one practice, the press day last week since January, and I suppose it's good because it's made me hungry again. It's made me realise why I do want to race, and I want to race, and I want to win. So it's sometimes better sitting out and sitting back and watching things. But fitness-wise, you can do all the training you want, but you're never going to be bike fit. The only way to be bike fit is if you're constantly on the bike, you know. And I started to lack a little bit. My fourth heat going out, I could feel it in my arms, and that was about it. Everything else felt okay, but that's your main important thing, I suppose. But no, it was good to have heat 15 and got second, which I'm happy about that. But yeah, just on for Sunday, and hopefully all the boys can all stick together and get an away win.
And you mentioned heat 15 there. Obviously, we heard a lot of the season launch last week about yourself, Sedgy, Heaps looking to chase down Ricky. That's one heat in, and yourself and Heaps have had heat 15 there. That must again give you a boost going into the season. Yeah,
it's great. It's at the end of the day, like an individual point of view, I was very happy with the way I rode. As a team point of view, we can all improve, including myself. Like I was far from perfect, and I would have liked a few more points, but we were up against a very good Wolverhampton team, and a team that you've got riders that are track specialists around here, and to score 11 points against that, it's not a bad night, I suppose, but we've just got to look ahead and look to what we have to come up against. And yeah, like, at the end of the day, we did start the season tough, and that's a good thing. If you start and you're going to smash people, you're going to not learn anything. So I've taken a few positives out of tonight, and we can work on that.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much for joining, Josh. Well done tonight. So Josh saying there, obviously, what we need to remember about tonight especially is it was a challenge match. So I guess the major thing is there was 7 fit men and 7 machines, I think, as I said to Josh. Yeah. In fact, the only Monarch's fault tonight, I don't know if you guys seen it, was me trying to get in the pits. I put a new tape there, which I didn't realise lost it. I tried to limbo under with the equipment, and I'm not as dainty as I used to be, certainly. So one of us hit the deck tonight, and glad it was me rather than any of the riders. But good to blow the cobwebs off. We move on to Scunthorpe on Sunday, and we can be full of confidence that we're not going to come up against a team like Wolves again the rest of the season.
And you've got to remember, these guys are the big league. You know, their machines, their experience, everything that was out there on the track. You know, there were so many. Actually, I'll tell you what I thought was really good. Looking at how many Monarchs were in that team, and how we find the stars of the future. Yeah. And I think this team has got a lot of potential like that. Okay, they're not all new boys. Yeah. There's 1 or 2, but you can see that potential. You can see where it's going to come from. Nobody was off the pace tonight, really, when you think about it. And if they can do that against Wolverhampton, what can they do against the rest of this league?
Yep. And another man that we spoke about that we must be happy with performance tonight was Cameron Heaps. He was involved in our heat of the night, heat 13. We'll see that now.
Heat 13, Ricky Wells on gate 1. He's looking for his first victory. Sam Masters, gate 2. Cameron Heaps, gate 3. And Ashley Morris is rider replacement. Sam Masters powerfully into the first corner there. Heaps moves Morris wide, and the Monarchs in second and third now. But it's Masters leading the way. He certainly wasn't taken from the back very often when he rode here. Heaps piling on the pressure again. Certainly looking good. He's almost up to Masters' back wheel. Just over a lap remaining. Diving for the inside. Almost there. Terrific effort by Heaps. Turning tighter on that bend, but it's Masters hanging on again. There's been a few quite close ones tonight, but nobody's really managed to overtake. So a shared race there, and the Monarchs at least past 30.
So John, heat 13 there, Cameron, unlucky not to get Sam Masters there. You know, not many people have ever passed Sam Masters when he hits the front, but for a guy who's never been a Monarch before, he's had one practice, he's run here as an away rider a lot. I mean, even from his first heat when he cut back under, I forget, was it Howarth he cut back under that made the jumper? Somebody made the jump, he got under, and then chasing down the likes of that. Another one that, looking for those green shoots of positivity from tonight, we can take a lot out of Cameron's performance.
Absolutely. It's a toss-up between him and Josh for me for the rider of the night. I think Josh, he said in his interview, got done 3 times by Rory, he won't be the first rider around Armadale that's happened to, and he won't be the last, I'm sure. But Cameron really impressed me. He looked quick. He looked already like he knows kind of what lines to take. He's going to be one. We get him, we get Josh, and we get Ricky.
Yeah.
And there'll be teams in the Premiership will get beat 55-35 by Wolverhampton. Never mind us. And okay, it's at home, but that was a relatively good. I was impressed with a lot of what I saw. Wolves look strong, and I think they'll have a good Premiership season. But there's nothing in that team, that Edinburgh team, that makes me think I'm not sure about that. I think there's a good side there.
It's hard to disagree with that, and I think that's the theme of the night for me, is positives and everything. Obviously, we see we've got the lovely new track shop. All 3 years are resplendent in our new jacket. Although I think, as you said yourself, you could have done with a couple of them tonight with Baltic up here, but that's Speedway weather for you.
It is.
We can take performances out of the team. We've Mentioned Josh, we've mentioned Cameron, we've mentioned Luke. Performances there that we can look forward to, and then we move on to Scunthorpe on Sunday. First leg of the KO Cup. We'll be looking to put a decent score in there. John Campbell will always say we got every match looking to win. Keep an eye on social media for the results. Thanks very much, guys, for joining us tonight. There'll be a rotating cast during the season from up here, so we hope you'll join us every week for the Friday Focus. Beyond that, keep an eye on the Monarchs website and social media on Sunday for the result, and next week we'll see you again when Newcastle come visiting. Thank you.